Welcome to 108 Healing Senses podcast. My name is Jennifer Taylor, and I've got my wonderful, lovely friend Erika Apelgren, who was here last year on the series. So welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be back.
Lovely to have you here. And thank you. And I know a lot of time, well, it does feel like a lot of time has passed. I don't remember what month we spoke in, but it feels like it's been a good 12 months. So
yeah, I don't remember when it was, but it was a while ago.
yeah. And a lot happens in that. I know both of us have life is evolving in a lovely way. So it's just really nice to reconnect and to share the moment with other creatives and I'd say visionaries. Why not? If you're tuning in, you're probably interested in things that are a bit more out there. So thank you for watching and tuning in, whether you're live or replay. So Erika, please introduce yourself to those that haven't met you before or watched our previous episodes, which they should go back and watch if they have the chance. Introduce yourself and what would you like to bring to the table today?
Ooh, heavy questions. Well, my name is Erika Apelgren. I'm originally from Sweden. I've been living in the States in Los Angeles now for 14, 15 years. Been a minute. So I'm out here doing creative jams. So I'm an actor, director, producer, writer, singer. Yeah. And for those who don't know Los Angeles life, it's very common. We're all wearing all these different hats, doing all the things, which has been, a wonderful journey, ups and downs, of course. And this is the year of the horse. So, 1 year of the horse, lots of energies. And I'm sure that consciously or not, we can feel the fire either burning in the heart or burning on the butt.
Yeah.
It's intense, but I think it's all about trying to grab onto that moment and the momentum and run with it.
Yeah.
And 1 foot in front of the other, like a carpenter making stairs, as I say.
I was getting the image of how much a horse loves to gallop, but then they will always find water because they're hot and they need to get hydrated before they have a little rest, and then they go off galloping again. And that's at least that's kind of how I've felt this year. I have bursts of energy, and then other times I have to go more inwards. I have to take more time for myself or have 12-hour sleeps, which I have had several this year.
Too. I don't think I've ever been sleeping as much as I've done this year. Like, I feel like I've been just crashing from time to time, and then sometimes way less. But yeah, draining.
That's really interesting. And I have heard that other people saying with more solar flares also, there's like an increase of light frequencies coming into the planet. If you're a bit more woo, you also acknowledge that we've got, with the frequencies, there's new codes that come in and everything's being updated and upgraded. And it's a bit like a computer. If you're having a software update, the computer needs to reboot. And I feel like that's what happens when we need to sleep, is like, okay, I've received enough and I can't take any more, I must sleep.
That's exactly what it feels like. Such a good analogy. Because we've had so many solar flares, so many crazy planetary alignments. Like, there's just been so much happening in around us energetically. And I think this year I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and we were just kind of discussing how he's this year kind of building systems. And I feel like that's such a good way to look at 2026. Like, 2025 felt, for me anyways, like a burning year, a year where everything just burnt down, that wasn't belonging, that the, relationships ending, things shifting, things just dropping off left and right, which is difficult. It's like like in tarot, you have that tower moment where everything just kind of falls. And almost like coming to like a zero in a way for you to then rebuild. And I feel like 2026 is such a building year where we're planning everything, We have all those seeds. We talked about how we're just pouring our hearts into these big projects that we have at the moment, which is building it. And I don't know when you're planning to release or when you think it's going to be finished. Our project is going to be released in February, which is interesting as well, because that's literally the end. And I wasn't even thinking about the idea of Chinese New Year, but I think it's in February, isn't it? Like, I think it ends in February.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, it's just after January. Yeah, similar. My aim was this year, but we shall see. It would be nice if it's not within 2026. It will be, like you said, to the next Chinese New Year. That would be great, because, well, hey, they've got dragons on their constellation, and they, I think it's very cool. I don't know. No, I don't think it's Year of the Dragon next. I'm not sure what the next one is, but they do acknowledge dragons within their own culture for a long time, and in ours, it's just like a mythical thing. If you're in other circles, in other woo circles, you're like, yeah, everyone's got a dragon.
Yeah,
you just have to call them. You just have to call them.
The dragon. I'm very much like, yes, 100%.
Anyway,
I feel like the more we find out about history and about society, we just realize how many lies there are. So I'm just at the point where I'm like, yeah, I can see the light about that. Yeah, I can see that's not true. Okay, yeah, I'll buy that. And dragons are my favorite animals.
Yeah, it's I suppose it's like when you start moving into the realm of having guides, having spirit guides, or and ain't your guardian angel, those kinds of you feeling more of a connection to not just yourself and other physical beings, but also that there's this like love and support that is always on hand. And when you start tapping into that, I suspect that's probably where your consciousness then is sort of open to the idea of like, oh, there's probably other things as well, like dragons and fairies, and they do exist, and I have seen one. And she was very shocked that I could see her. I was at a friend's house, and she jumped out from behind her painting, and she was beautiful. She was about that kind of size, and she was like translucent white and glowing, and she was really shocked, and I think she had a dress on, but she was really shocked that I could see her, and I was like, oh. And then she jumped back behind the painting. It was the most amazing experience. I would love to be able to see one again, but it might have just been a time and a space thing. Who knows? And I think it literally life is magical. If you're open to things, you might have a magical experience. So
yeah, I feel like that's so beautiful. I feel like also there's like, we're obviously jumping timelines constantly, but it almost feels like there's more of a glitch these days. It seems to be easier, I guess, in a way. Maybe the veils are kind of shifting a lot in a different way. I'm not sure. Or is it CERN that got shut off?
Yeah, it did, apparently. Getting ready to clean or something. Who knows? For 4 years. So that will be off. But yeah, have you been getting vivid dreams? I've been getting
incredibly vivid dreams.
Yes, for weeks now. It's kind of gone up a notch. So
I record every morning, and then I analyze them, and I go through like a dream weaving process of understanding the symbolisms for it, and I go back and forth to kind of figure it out, and I also do tarot readings on them.
Oh, that's cool. Are you getting interesting insights?
Yeah, absolutely. I get a really interesting understanding of my subconscious, and I've got to the point where I'm realizing, we were talking about before, how the computer just like, all right, time to sleep. And valuable our sleep is, because there's so many codes that are getting updated, so many things that are happening in our body, and through our dreams there are things that are being integrated, things that are being washed away, and I've been understanding those pieces, and it's cool because I can see a progression of how my subconscious is moving and what is happening through my subconscious through all of these dreams that I have, because I look at it every day, almost. Yeah.
I suppose it's like did you mention dream weaving? It's the kind of you're weaving your subconscious or your astral experiences into something that kind of makes sense. But it is interesting, or getting insights about people. I've been getting quite a few of those occurrences. You know, when you kind of like, not really, either they weren't particularly at the forefront of your mind, but they pop up with a bit more insight as to why they are the way they are. You're like, oh, okay, that kind of
Through
makes
dreams?
sense. Yeah, I've had that recently.
Wow. And did you feel different? Did you meet these people afterwards, or is it more people that you're maybe not in your
No, I know them. Yeah. That most recent dream was it was a member of family, but I don't talk to them at all. But it was just it was insight of a kind of a bigger picture of things. But I've had that with other dreams recently about, you know, clarification with people when there have been situations where they have been challenging. Mostly it's because it's been a challenging thing, and then the kind of answers have been coming to the surface. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Or maybe it was just to point my awareness to don't let this area of your world be ignored by you. Like, do pay this attention. So I've had those were the kind of messages I kind of got as well. Yeah, especially when it was like 2 days in a row.
Oh. But do you feel like there's a difference when you do meet them afterwards? Like, have you met them after clarification? And have
it almost, some of it was just, you know how if you were at work you kind of just pass people. Some of it was even just as mundane as that, but it was less about the person, more about the place and the situation. So that was and then I kind of got this feeling and sense of, like I said, like, you know, be aware of this, of the setting, basically. So
yeah, because it's interesting when you I was reading this book called The Secret, The Magic. The Magic is the lady that wrote The Secret, also wrote the Magic, and it's talking about how to be grateful for all these things. And there's part of it is there's one part about relationships and how there might be difficult situations and challenging situations in relationships, and of course especially when it comes to family. So you would then write everything that you're grateful for about this person that you find challenging. And she talks about how that really changes the relationship. That's why I was so curious to see, like, oh, I wonder if you got these epiphanies and you're like, oh, I can understand that, then does this person meet you differently? You know?
I think the situation is complex because it wasn't, the meaning of that interaction was a reflection of another person that they were connected to. So it was more that was the bigger picture. But I absolutely adore what you said about the appreciation part, because actually, especially, this is really good for like mother, father, sister, brother wounding, because it's all interlinked. And especially if it's like your mother or father, all of that, and this is good shadow work practice, is if you have any kinds of wounds with either of them, write down all the things that they're good at, and then write down their challenges, the things that they may, you know, maybe they're kind of the things in their life that they have to dedicate more time and effort to, because might not be their strongest at the start, but it can always develop and improve. And ideally you master it. I think that's probably where all challenges come. If you give it enough love, attention and focus, you can turn any challenge into a solution. That rule, you know, it dissolves challenges because there's always a solution to any problem that comes up. So it's the identifying within you your challenges, your positive attributes, and how they interconnect with your blood family, like your folks, or your caregivers, whoever you've grown up with, doesn't matter. There's still traits that you will take on, even if you're not related by blood, but you do spend time with, a lot of time with, you grow up together. And then all of this, you're like, you know what, I can understand the challenging aspects of their nature that I might also have, but it was in order to, it could be like protect, that was their way of showing love or expressing emotion, or because they were stifled, those kinds of things. There's lots of things, and it's really keen insight into being able to appreciate where you've come from, what you carry, and then also that love that you can show for them, you can also show for yourself. And that is part of breaking the internal subconscious barriers to things that have been limiting you and stopping you from creating the life of your dreams. So I know we've gone like massively off path, but it's really useful information if people want to do gentle shadow work. But it's it's integration, because you, with every light, it casts the shadow, and then but with it you can see maybe there's a puppet that's creating the shadow. So there's reason, there's always a reason to things, and that's how we find our balance.
Yeah. And I think shadow work is, to me, is integration, really. It's just allowing yourself to look at those things. And I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday by Elizabeth April. She's a remote viewer, and she was talking about the importance, actually, of shadow work. So it's cool that you're bringing it up today, of 2025, because we're getting into such a faster speed of things. So the more we unblock, if you will, remove or integrate those pieces of yourself that might feel or being blocking you from certain things in life, the faster your manifestation are going to show up. And it's kind of paving the way, especially this year, leading up to, I think, what is it, 2029? Yeah, I think it's 2024 to 2029. No, 2028. Sorry, the 4-year block. And this is kind of like the, she was calling it the collapse, where everything is breaking apart.
Yeah, 2030 is definitely a time of change, like astrologically, as much as all of the institute date driven policies that are happening in the world right now. I should choose my words so wisely these days, but so does everyone, actually. And it's all part and parcel of that bigger picture. But it's okay, because it's all a game at the end of the day. Not that it's not a serious game, or it can be an incredibly playful game, and that's how we rise above. And that's how we rise above all of the shadow aspects that we're ready to elevate from. Is like, you know what, we've learned our lessons. We don't want to experience any level of toxicity in our life, and this is how we create a better, cleaner, happier, more loving world. So yeah, well, that's the train I'm on, and if you're here listening to us, that's welcome.
That's what? Sorry?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Lots of nuggets wanting to come through today. I've set up 2 other podcasts since we've last met, Erika. I don't know if you're following them too. I speak with Jake. We do future vision sessions. We take each other on journeys, and we take it in turns. And we'll go to different points in time in the future. And it's quite interesting, the types of information that comes back. It's really interesting. We had Anne on as well. And also do one with Laura Ferguson, that's a Starseed transmission series, and I interview her channeling. But through that process of me interviewing her channeling, her higher self is saying, you're channeling just with your eyes open, but I now know what that feels like, so I feel it I've been feeling it even with us talking, like it may even just be my higher self that's coming through with, this is the information also that needs to be heard right now for anyone tuning in, these are the things that we can do in the moments in the day when we get tested, but we can move through it gracefully. So
that's beautiful. Any nuggets you want to share from the future?
Ooh, have you seen Disclosure Day?
No, I, as a conspiracy theorist, I feel like that movie is very much. I haven't seen it, so I don't know, but it feels like the timing of that film feels questionable. And of course, we know that the government has, infiltrated Hollywood for a very long time now, and I just, I don't feel like I'm not called. Anyways, go ahead.
It's not like E.T., but it's very much about starseeds awakening to their gifts, and they all come online in quite a big gust, and there's they have no, like, if you're empathetic or you can hear people's thoughts, you learn that you have to have 1, discernment, and 2, boundaries, and you're not actively wanting to pick up on other people's information. But if you're someone like a healer, or you're just a caring person, you might get words. Sometimes I get words pop in, and I'll say it aloud, and the people that I knew was like, oh, I was thinking of that. I was like, oh, sorry, I just heard that. But I also do think, if it comes to me, it also means that it was partially, I was probably having a higher self chat with that person anyways about the thing. So there's all those kind of really subtle sensory awakenings for myself of becoming more online. And I'm finding it's more, just the more I've been hosting, every time I do a future vision session, that also strengthens that connection. And when I'm around a channeler, my higher self's also connecting with her higher self, and we're having a conversation, it's coming through us. And so I can feel that I do my protections as well. It really is just setting the energy for the spaces, so you have a nice, clean, clear channel without any interference or just time wasting, really. When things start going wrong, the days when it's like, oh, cut me a break, that kind of thing. Have a nice salt bath. Yeah. Replenish yourself. It's really important for those kinds of things.
Yeah,
So,
a clear channel is just, it can be tricky sometimes, because you do also have to put yourself aside in a way, make sure you're acting it.
I know it's different for different people. So Laura, she has more of that. She feels like her consciousness kind of steps to the side, and energies flow, like the different energies flow through with messages. And if you're listening in, you might be able to feel and sense the difference in tonality, pace, also things like one of the last episodes was speaking with the grasshoppers and a frog, and they were quite, it's like talking, and then and it was very like how it was coming through. So it's quite an interesting way to watch, and for viewers to connect, and just to feel the difference in energy, and just listen in. You're like, oh yeah, it's a different energy coming through, because it's got a different way of speaking, and just very subtle, but so cool.
Yeah, it's super fascinating. I mean, I feel that too when I do light code channeling. I feel there's depending on how the sounds change and the tonality change, and almost like sometimes it's high pitch, sometimes it's low pitch, and the rhythm of it changes, and yeah, all different.
Yeah. Do you still do did you do sessions before? You did a
I
session with
never
me,
did
didn't you?
sessions. I did a session for you, right?
Yeah,
We
you
yeah, we did.
did. Yeah, and it was beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
was.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really loved it. Yeah, so I did, because I haven't really trained. It's just more like something that I've come into on my own. I have not done, I did a few sessions for groups that I know. So I'm in a
Mm.
few different women's groups. So I would offer them free sessions just to kind of do like a little, you know, how
Mm.
to help you. I would love to do a session, and also for me to kind of get used to doing it for others as well, and share my gifts in a way. But
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to the point where I would make a business out of it, if you will. Since I'm not really trained, I think it's important to, I don't
Your
know.
your
Yeah,
soul is fully trained. Don't let any certificate put you astray. But I know also you're channeling your creative energies into your creative project right now, which is still weaving that healing just in a different medium. I think is beautiful. I love. um would you like to speak about it? I know we spoke on email. I have added it to the description, so we can. Well, the description will change once we get the transcription
yeah,
from this recording. But yeah, if you'd like to go that way,
yeah, sure. The project, you mean?
yes.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I am working on a project called City of Ambient. It is an audio series. So we have season 1 that's going to be released in February of
All right.
2027. We got 10 episodes. It's a dystopian thriller, and it touches on a lot of interesting themes, I would say, when it comes to humanity and surveillance and society and Big Brother and like, little of those things, and also autonomy and your body. And there's just so much going on within the universe, and it's a very big world that I've built. And season 1 will be like the first taste of it. So it's very.
Very very excited. I'm looking forward to devouring that, and I'll be listening while I've been gardening, which is even better. That's my
Yeah.
most favorite way to digest information. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's cool because it's going to be a cinematic, so you will have the sound. You have the music. We're making a soundtrack, original music for the show as well, and you'll have all the sound effects and everything. So it's kind of like you're listening to a TV show, if you will, but it's written specifically for your ears. So it's not just for the, so you're not missing out, but without obviously over explaining.
I'm looking forward to it. I can reading more of the information. I was like, yeah, it ticks all the boxes of like, wow, just getting more awareness for things and reflecting on yourself. Like, where in my own life does this touch me? It's very powerful, very very powerful. I think it will be marvelous. I think it and very well received. I suspect.
I hope so. So far, we had a table read for for episode 1 last month, and all the actors that were there were very thrilled about it, and everyone feels very excited about the writing. And we're in partnership discussions with brands here and there, and so we're figuring it out as we go.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Great. Was there any particular things that led you to wanting to create this as a project?
Yes. So this started a very long time ago. I think I started writing the series. It was a really big series in the
Mm.
beginning, and it got so large that it was a little overwhelming for me, because I was like, oh my God, we have, there's this person over here, and then you have the arc of this story, but then they're in a different world, and this different. Yeah. So it was kind of like a Game of Thrones, if you will, where it was just like so many different pieces and stuff. And
Mm.
so I said, okay, what can I do to kind of just make it a little less, a little easier for myself? So I wrote a feature script based off of the beginning of the show, before the show actually starts. And then I had a meeting with a gentleman. I booked a feature. The director on the feature he told me that he has like 3 or 4 of these shows as an audio drama, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then I thought, I think this would be kind of cool as an audio drama, because I haven't written for audio before. And I realized how many perks there is to audio dramas. And I was like, maybe I can do that. So I started chopping up this first feature into episodes instead. And then obviously I had to write a little bit more, because each episode is about 25 to 30 minutes. So I literally took the feature, figured out the series, and made sure there's cliffhangers and everything. But it was actually, it fell into place so natural. And the crazy thing with this story actually is that I wrote the feature, I think actually I wrote it during COVID. I wrote the feature in 2 days the first time, and then I lost it. So I had to rewrite it from memory, and obviously the little notes that I still had left. So second time I wrote it, and now it's like the third time rewriting it into a series for your ears instead, which is very different. So yeah, kind of trippy, but it's cool with this one because it just really, speaking of channeling, I feel like that when I'm writing sometimes, because it just flows through and it just makes sense and everything comes to me so easily. And it's like I understand and I know these characters immediately. I know what they've gone through. Because obviously you have to ask yourself, okay, why would this person do this? Okay, and then you look at the background of the character. What did he go through? What happened to him when he was young? And like all of those pivotal moments are things you need to know as a writer to understand the reasoning behind things. So yeah, and then now I'm at this point of season 1, and now I got to figure out season 2, because I feel like it needs to follow season 1 instead of the way that I had it before, which kind of takes place a little later. But so that's going to be super exciting to see how I'm going to figure that out. Challenge accepted, I say.
Yeah. I love that. And I suppose with every rewriting, it's like you're finessing it even more. If you've had your own personal upgrades, it's all of that's now being integrated and like mushed into the new creation. Be like, yeah, no, these are the new codes. This is the latest update.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're finding so many things too. Like when I was writing the episodes, to kind of make them, sounds bad, but like to fluff it out. But it wasn't to fluff it. In a way, it was like, okay, I have to have each episode being these lengths, but within the fluff, if you will, I found so many incredible nuggets that just made it even richer and even better and even deeper and even more complex.
Yeah.
And I found so many little nuances with each character, and I found out who they are even more, which is such a cool feeling.
Beautiful. I'm really looking forward to following the journey and listening to the stories for sure. And yeah, please do keep us updated. And I'll be sure when it does launch, send the bits, and I will I'll push it out on my side as well. You can come back on as well whenever you fancy. It's always lovely speaking with you, Erika.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. We're doing we have a crazy marketing campaign, so that's what we're prepping right now. So it should be rolling out soon. So soon you'll be bombarded.
Yes, good. Get ready to be bombarded, and we know you're gonna love it. Yeah. Oh. So so are there any other aspects that you wanted to bring to the conversation today? Normally it's like kind of the things that you want to share. I know when we spoke before, purpose was a real thing that I think a lot of people, they're following it, or they might or they're not at all. They're not listening to their inner whisper, or they have begun to start listening to their inner whisper. And I feel like you're an amazing example of what taking your inner whisper and years of experience and dedication and consistency to keep showing up for yourself, and that's now what it's looking like as the audio feature series that you're creating, that's really going to touch a lot of lives. And how it's like, keep being dedicated to yourself, because this is what it could look like, but it doesn't mean you need to do exactly what Erika's doing, but you'll have your own thing, and just keep taking it as far as you can take it. That inspired me, even just this conversation, when I thought, when we connected, and I was like, oh, purpose. I feel like this is a real purposeful episode. So Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not always easy to listen to those whispers, you know. It's a lot of the times we can be filled with doubt, and I think, you know, as we talked about the last episode we chatted, we discussed a lot about my abusive relationship that I came out of. And one thing that I really learned when I came out of that, speaking of whispers, is just to build up that trust muscle for yourself. Because sometimes it's really hard to know what's your thoughts, what someone else's thoughts, opinions. We're getting bombarded. Most people are spending a lot of time looking at other people through social media, for instance, hearing other people's opinions and things. So it's sometimes it can be harder today, even though we're constantly upgrading, to hear those whispers and understanding what is you and what is someone else, and what to trust and what not to trust. But what I would do then is just build these really small pieces of trust for myself. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Like those little, you start small to like, okay, do I actually like this? How can I find out and if this is something true to me? And it sounds silly perhaps, but when you are in that space where you're just completely bombarded with a bunch of other things and you're not sure what's what, it's a good place to start with the little things.
And you're exactly right. Trust is the best place to start, and it's self-trust, discerning what is your voice. When your body says no, or when it says yes, or when it says, I'm not sure about this, let me just wait and keep watching and observing the situation, and not make rash decisions and all quick judgments. That's another one.
And also feel like it's okay to say wait. You know, a lot of the times some people might ask you something and you just want to jump on you, and it's easy to just be, I used to be a yes person where I'm just like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, oh snap, why did I say yes to this? How am I going to be able to put this together for myself and spread myself too thin, or I'm not really listening to what I can actually be capable of in this moment. And sometimes that takes courage as well, to say, can I just take a second to think about this? Let me sit with this, and really allow yourself to listen to the body. Where does it feel? And does it feel, is it a good feeling or a bad feeling, or, you know, and they can be very subtle sometimes.
Yeah, very. And I've been through the same journey, and I feel like through the recovery of those kinds of toxic, really destructive relationships, you do find a way of like, well, I don't want what is currently this. So in order to get, move to somewhere in life that I actually do want, I need to figure out what I want and need. And that becomes a whole process in itself, including listening to yourself and learning to trust what comes through, even if it might seem counterintuitive.
And also releasing, I think one big thing has been for me is releasing the scarcity of, if I say no to this, then there's nothing else, or something else won't come, or whatever it might be. But even if something incredible, like say an incredible opportunity comes through, and at that moment you're just not in a space where you're able to say yes, trusting that is just, if that can come to you, something else can come to you.
Well said.
Well said. I feel like it's easier said than done, but yeah.
All of this it's so like, it just, you know what? And I said this to a colleague this morning, and he's having a tough time, and today was really feeling it. And I just said to him, just, go moment by moment, go bit by bit, and just keep taking care of yourself. Just keep showing up for yourself. Even if you might not feel great, you turned up at work at least. That's something. That's, if that's like the space you're in, is like, just keep turning up for yourself. Do the things that benefit you rather than take away from you or cause you pain or suffering. Like, what are the things we can individually do to improve our day? And I don't think that ever stops. It doesn't matter what your capacity is. If you're beyond that, okay, mental health, good, stable, now I can start creating or start building or whatever it might be.
And I think also when you're in a rough spot, I think that what really helps me is, like, again, it might sound easy and corny, but it's just the gratefulness, just the little things that you do have that's working at this moment, and just remind yourself of that. It's such a powerful tool that I keep falling back on.
Yeah. They call it heart mind coherence.
Yeah.
And actually it's a really good one if you start spiraling. Just start saying what you're grateful for. And it even could be like clean air or air or food on the table, or roof over your head. It could be anything. Hearing the birds sing, having water nearby, all just like the basics, and it will bring you so much like, oh, I'm so appreciative, because if I didn't have that, wow, my day would be so much more challenging. I'd have to go trekking to find clean water. It's like we don't think about these things because we don't give them enough time a day, but that appreciation and gratitude, it really takes you on a journey. A really cool one, actually.
Yeah, and it's such a beautiful place to be, and also it turns your day, and also gifting yourself something lovely, even if it's just something small, like, okay, I'm gonna take 5 minutes to walk out, I'm gonna go hug a tree, or get myself a really nice cup of coffee because I deserve it, and just love on yourself and do the things that makes you feel really, really good in the moment, if you can, if you're able to, even if it's just small.
Buying flowers for myself, I remember when I was single, that was something I really was like, well, I want to experience having beautiful flowers around, so I'm going to buy myself beautiful flowers. And even now, sometimes I'm like, I would really love to have some flowers in the house. It brings so much beauty and colour and fragrance, and it really makes you stop and appreciate them, because they only have a limited amount of time in the water, but then again, they would only have a limited amount of time of being in bloom on the plant. So I think it's, as long as you're appreciative, again, appreciation, you can, even through your appreciation, which is a form of love and healing, those flowers will last longer as well. If you pour your hands around the vase, try it and see how it goes, and then write a comment wherever you're watching this, and let us know how you're getting on with keeping your flowers or your things longer and fresher for longer, just by sending it some love and appreciation.
I love that. Yeah, I also heard that plants really like classical music, so sometimes classical music for them over here. But yeah, I feel like I should probably go around giving these guys some love from time to time.
Yeah, just chat to them.
Yeah.
And like, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, you look so beautiful today. It's just, I act the same way with plants as I do with like a really sweet dog that comes up during the day, and they're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Pet me. It's that.
That's what I tell people.
Meow.
I just want some pets. Love on me.
Oh, that petting yourself first, that's the best pet, because actually that is, when you got that, it's like your cup is already, you're filling your cup up with that more appreciation and gratitude for yourself and everything that you've gone through, you're going through, and where you're going. And your future doesn't have to look like your past, but you can take the wisdom from your past and create your best possible future.
Yeah, I mean, you got to change your personality to change your personal reality, like Joe Dispenza says.
Ooh, this feels like a song, Erika. I feel like this, just do some like fat beats under this or something.
Oh my god, I have a 111 playlist that I listen to just get in the zone with a bunch of manifestation songs that are kicking butt.
I like that.
Them. Yeah. There's a bunch of artists out there that are doing really cool manifestation music.
Yeah, it's getting more people are getting into it. It's a very interesting field. It will be more of the more of a norm for the future. Coming back to the future things when you said about what's going to be happening in the future, conscious technology. That was something that came to me. Just technology was more conscious. It was there to really help us in lots of ways, but it was freeing things up for us to be able to hone in on actually what we really enjoy doing. So it was helping people really build Earth 2.0. So yeah, it was an interesting journey because even in the future, I think it was 100 years, was it 50 years, there were still souls on Earth that were still struggling to get beyond the blaming everybody else for the reason why their life was the way it was. And a lot of that came from not being able to accept parts of themselves. Hint, hint, wink, wink, do the inner shadow work, because then the integration, because then you'll stop rejecting the things that are already part of you, part of your story, and giving your own, bringing your energy and your focus back to a central point rather than always in a glass half empty. You're really always living from a glass that's full and overflowing. There's no halves, actually. You're realizing you are full. You're unity consciousness. You're part of something greater. And the reason why I said about the disclosure day, sorry, a few conversations ago.
Yeah, it's okay.
We went off track, but we come back around. Is in the future, if you're open to it, there will be more integration of our ET friends, our ET family. It will be more of a, rather than people being like it's just humans as walking around. No, there's like within the next 12 months, I mean, we're already seeing unidentified things in the sky, but there will be more, and there will be very obvious ones that they won't be able to. They'll try and poo-poo them, and then they'll try and say that they're here to take our resources or whatever the fear-mongering thing is, which is absolute lies. And then people will come to the conclusion that no, they can feel within their hearts that they're here for love. And that is exactly where your point of discernment, Erika, when you said about knowing what's my thoughts, knowing what a yes or a no feels like in my body, knowing what true or false feels like, that discernment muscle is going to be really important for when that starts to happen, when things that are appearing in the sky they can't blame it on AI or once they're past that, then they'll be on the fear train that they're here to take our resources. They're not. They help us. They are here. They currently are here, but they will be more so here shortly, just to help us remember who we are, that we don't need anyone in order to connect with this unity consciousness. Like, we are all very powerful, creative beings, and we have all of the power within ourselves to change our reality and to stop feeding the things that are destroying it, and nature and ourselves and each other. So it's a really exciting time to be alive.
It sure is.
Tangent.
There's so much happening. And I was going to say with the alien thing, that what I've come to understand is that they're pressuring the government to kind of release more and more. And I think it's almost coming together with the AI being so developed, where the discernment is going to be so important, because I believe it feels like there are going to be a lot of AI things, and there might be blaming it on AI as well. So it's like, what is real, what isn't? I feel like we're already seeing that with people that are creating different AI videos. Crazy thing. I just so as an actor, you have to do a self-tape every time you're getting considered for a role. So you for anyone that doesn't know how acting, the business works, basically they send you a bunch of lines, say a scene from a film, or from their script, you then film, you act it out in front of them with a reader, right? And so apparently there are actors that are using AI to enhance their looks and their performance. So now with my tapes, I have to say, I'm not AI.
Yeah.
Such a fascinating, and I feel like we're getting more and more into that, and we're seeing videos online where you're not sure if it's AI or not. That's going to be such a big thing. I think it's going to AI is getting better and better every day, right? I think this is just ramping up, and I think it's going to be such an important, I think discernment is everything. Because they're also disclosing so much information. There's so much happening that we're not really getting to see. And then you have the news that is, what's real, what isn't. And then you have the government, what's real, what isn't. And the things that they're saying and the things that are happening around the world. Is it really the reason for them to do this or do that? It's just like, I feel like I'm just, one, I don't really pay attention to news, and that might, put me in a place. Like my friend texted me today, asked me how, it's like, I'm sending you love for everything's going on in LA. And I just have no idea what's happening in LA, and I live. And yes, there might be that, but I just feel like there's just it's such a circus that I just, I don't want to partake in it, in the energy of it. But I think discernment is everything. So if there's a time for you to build out that trust muscle, now is the time. Get on it.
Yeah. Let's start now.
Left and right.
And see how this conversation resonates with you. Did it feel good? Did it feel draining? Did you feel inspired? Did it make you think and reflect? Oh, that's something I could consider. Or, oh, that thought actually did come to me lately. And this message, whatever has been said, is just reminding me of that thought, which was my higher self giving me a message, but I discarded it. And now I've come back full circle and been reminded of what I need to reflect on. So I know how these things work. That's why I like these conversations, because I've had these kinds of conversations for years, and I started to think, I have such cool, deep conversations. It would be nice if other people can hear this, because I know it would benefit more than just the two of us. And yeah, so thank you for being part of co-creating these conscious collaborations of conversations, because we need more of this in the world. I don't really watch the news. I don't actually have time for it between working in the gardening, during the day and the week, which I love, and home time and sleeping. There's not that much time, to be honest. So I'd like spending it creating and then resting.
And also I feel like you can affect and make change, help change the world in such a bigger way if you're focused on yourself. And because it's so easy to get wrapped up in the spiraling of, say, the news, for instance, since there's a lot of negativity happening. And if you're buying into that and believing that all the things that they're saying, it's so easy for them to, yes, my sound woo, but harvesting your energy in a way, getting depleted. And I think I always say, if you want to help the world, start with yourself. Like, just, if you're emanating positivity and if you're working on yourself, becoming a better person every single day, that is going to shine. Like, that energy, it really amplifies. And when you walk outside, you're touching all of these people, even if you don't even talk to them, your energy is going to affect them. And your just meditation, like, you've seen all of those videos and things when they're been measuring the difference in the city when a lot of people are meditating together. And I truly believe that if you're in a good place, the world is going to be in a better place. And it's just touching one person at a time, which is what you're doing with your podcast, which is so beautiful. Having these conversations, hopefully having people getting inspired and feeling the love and getting the frequency of it, and walking away or having a better day because of it. And then ripple effect.
Yeah, it's the ripple effect, and it doesn't always necessarily need to be instant. It often is compounding. And most people with dreams, they'll give up too soon before they're just getting going, before they're just starting. And
consistency is key.
Yeah, it is. And I started January 2025 with the first podcast. So far, I've not made any money with it, but it's been an investment in getting these messages out to more people, and then it becomes a library for when people are ready and they are waking up, and then they start searching for the information. And so there is no time and space. If you're watching it in however many years or months away, or days away, it's still relevant now, the point you're watching it, as to when we recorded it, which is 22nd of July 2026. So I thought I'd put that in.
Yeah. I have some bad news.
What?
This time I decided to use my phone, and so it's dying. Just one thing. I have about maybe 5% left. Because last time I used my computer and I realized the camera was kind of not that great. So I just went to give you a heads up.
Well, you know what? It's a perfect time. We'll call it a wrap. And so if there's any final messages you'd like to share, how people can find you, we'll add everything in the description. Excuse me. We'll add everything in the description below. Yeah, is there any last pearls that you'd like to share today?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Instagram. That's usually where I'm at. City of Ambient. We will have at City of Ambient when it's time. We haven't really started our marketing thing yet, but you will be able to find the podcast or the episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to start. And I think it's just, now is such a beautiful time to really own in on your authenticity of who you really are. That's where the power lies. And that comes in with all the trust and the discernment and all of those things, because when you know truly who you are, and you lean into that and you start loving every aspect of you, then everything will fall into place. That's when you're going to find that the road clears, things work out for you, and life just becomes a dance.
Beautifully. Well said. Very well. Very well said. Thank you, Erika. Thank you so much for coming on. And I really look forward to continuing your journey and keep following up with your projects. And obviously we'll be in touch. And yeah, until next time, come on whenever you fancy next. And we'll put the world to rights. Nice. Okay. What was that you said?
Oh, I said thank you so much for having me. I think it's my phone is. I'm sorry about that. It's That's getting okay. A little crazy over here, but yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's such lovely. I love seeing your face and just talking to you, and I feel like I could chat forever. But my bad. Should have planned this better, but next time.
Next time. It will be another upgrade next time, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for everyone watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, get in contact. It's a pleasure having you on board, and sending you all lots of love. And we'll see you in the next episode.